The number of merger and acquisition operations here in Brazil has increased in the last few years. People who deal with this kind of business say it's a way of some industries to get stronger amid international competition. I'm Luciane Miranda and this is São Paulo Direct by Dukascopy TV. And I'll talk now to Enrique, Tello, Hadad, partner of Loeser and Portela Advogados. I'd like you to talk about this increasing here in this kind of operations.
Good morning, Luciane. Actually, in the wake of the economic crisis in 2008, we did see a turmoil in the performance of economics in Brazil, but alongside we managed to stand, we managed to survive. And most of the transactions, the M&A transactions, were driven by a need for some of the players to consolidate their activities in Brazil. But not only then, not only to survive some of this turmoil generated by the economic crisis, but also because at the same time we were experiencing a stability in economic, political stability, an increase in the C-level class, in the purchasing power of the C-level class, and we also gained an investment grade that allowed us to get more investments from abroad, to increase the number of M&A transactions as a consequence of that. And we have experienced that growth in M&A deals from the last 7 years or so. And for the last 4 years, I would say that the number of deals, of M&A deals, has been maintained at the same level.
What about regulation by CAD? Is it different here in Brazil from abroad?
Well, from 2012 on, there was a change on legislation for antitrust regulations, which made it more similar to the antitrust regulations that are used abroad, that are applicable abroad, especially in Europe, whereby all the M&A operations which follow or are lie in the regulations that are supposed to be presented need to be submitted before they are concluded. So it does bring more security legal-wise, because you cannot perform any activity being together or after being acquired before the antitrust authorities approve the operation.
Some kind of operations in the mobile industry, retail industry, they had impact in the prices here in Brazil. The competitiveness among the companies, different companies, and the consumer now has products without competition among the stores, products with almost the same price. I'd like you to talk about it.
Well, the main assumption for those operations to take place is that they are scrutinized by the antitrust authorities such that we can make sure that after the deal is done, after the deal is completed, the activity will generate positive results to consumers as a general rule. And that's what the CADE as an antitrust authority is driven, and the way they are supposed to evaluate all those operations to guarantee that there will be fair competition in the market.
I'd like your opinion about our economy and about the government and the way they see this kind of business, or this kind of business go in an independent way of the local economy. Does it happen?
Well, I understand that the economy, the way it is performing right now, it's actually indirectly affecting the number of M&A operations. But surprisingly, the number of M&A deals in 2014 as compared to the last 3 and 4 years is the same. We know that most of the economic performance right now is focused on consumption. Almost, if I'm not wrong, 70% of our local GDP is made of consumption instead of investments. So if the government switched that performance or that aspect from consumption to investment and increased the level of investment, especially in infrastructure in Brazil, we would certainly experience a higher level of M&A operations, especially in 2014.
Do you think business will continue this way next year?
It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say, but I think it would really depend on how the economic policy will be driven from the new presidential election on.
Enrique, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Luciane, anytime.
Luciane Miranda to São Paulo Direct by Dukascopy TV.